literally crying right now. Absolutely devastated. Our super striker, 20 starts, 22 appearances in total, 21 goals and 8 assists, a 7.71 average rating, and he's leaving us. The transfer has been arranged, and on the 3rd of January, he is on his way to join Shelbourne. I'm just so glad that he signed for a team which required a contract outside of the transfer window, so that we've been able to hang on to him at least till January. Because, to be honest, he's going to be somebody who we're going to struggle to replace. Things have been going very well, though. If you've watched the highlights package, you'll know that we've had quite a run, and it started off pretty badly. If you remember, we won 2-1 in our last Livecom game against Cheadle Town, and then since then we lost against Barnton. We beat Frimley Green away in the cup. We beat Main Road. We lost to Main Road, sorry, and then we lost to Ellesmere Rangers, and we drew with New Mills. Now, all of that looks pretty bad form-wise. It looks terrible, and it looked at one stage like our whole season was going to peter away. But suddenly that draw against New Mills was something special, mainly because they're the top team in the league and runaway leaders. But not only that, we were down to 10 men from the 13th minute. So to get a draw in a game like that was pretty impressive. And after that, as you can see, we had a complete turnaround in October. October was our month. We won every single game, a couple of cup games in there as well. It's interesting, the cup games. Every single cup game so far, we've had an away draw. Quite incredible how that run has gone. And then through to November, we're halfway through, but we've had some fantastic results and one disappointing result against Abbey Hay. But generally, I'm quite happy with how the league is going. So here we are at the league page, and as you can see, New Mills are top. They've actually been pegged back a little bit. They were running away with it somewhat until recently. Barnton have faded away just a touch from where they were going back to the previous video. Camel Laird are doing very well. We've got ourselves, Abbey Hay who beat us, Main Road who have beaten us, West Didsbury, all vying for these top positions, but probably from Main Road. So the top 6, it is actually really close, and it could prove to be quite an exciting finish to the league. So what we're looking at here now is November. We're probably going to play these 2 Livecom games that we've got today coming up, and if I go back to the schedule, against West Didsbury and Camel Laird, and then we'll probably come back sometime in January when we've seen how things are going, and then finally look for to concentrate on the running if something good's going to happen. As we come towards the end of the season, as you can see, we've got some difficult games to finish us off. Barnton and Main Road are not going to be easy games, and St Martin's at the end. I will, of course, be trying to play plenty of friendlies also, especially as the actual amount of matches per month quietens down quite substantially during that time. So if we look at the finances, we're currently quite a bit overdrawn in our bank accounts. Who isn't ever? But yeah, I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. I've got a few friendlies that should balance that back out, and we'll keep doing that through the rest of the season. We're gaining about £1,000 every time we have a friendly, which sort of keeps us round about the 0 mark, which is pretty good at this stage. And as long as we can keep ourselves afloat, we're putting ourselves in a good position when we start moving up the leagues. Whether that's this season or not, we'll have to wait and see. We're doing a lot better than I thought we would. Remember, Sandbach United were predicted by the media to finish 19th, and we're sat in 4th place and really in a promotion race at the moment, which is probably 6 teams strong. But let's hope that we can just keep pace and maybe even break away towards the end of the season. But it's going to be difficult losing your best player. I recognise that, so we'll have to see where we go from there. So, we're coming to our transfers, just trying to get all the admin out of the way before we go into the games. Hopefully we'll get into the games soon. But we've got quite a lot of signings. One guy's gone, Ian McIntosh. He wasn't really anything exciting to me. I wasn't using him, and somebody else came in and signed him, so I wasn't too worried about that. But let's quickly go through him. Lee Knight. Now he is what I think will be quite a consistent striker at this level. Another player to help Caius Metz. He's been scoring goals for fun for us. He's made 15 appearances and got 12 goals. So yeah, 2 assists as well. And let's face it, with Caius Metz going, we need somebody to be scoring goals for us. Bailey Prudo, I don't know exactly how you say his name, but that's how it's going to be. He's just he's an okay winger, young player. So we've got him and Fuller are going to run the left wing. One of them being sort of like a senior player, the other one a young player coming through. Now this guy, you have to be very careful with his name. His name is Fortunate Sithole, and you know you've only got to get a H in the wrong place, and this is probably a name that we need to set a nickname for him really, because we can't keep calling him that. So Lucky because he's fortunate, and Lou for the toilet. So yeah, so we'll call him Lucky Lou. It's a much easier name. Lucky Lou. Again, he's signed on. Sorry, let's look at his profile. He's again a reasonable player. He's got great physical attributes, unless you want him to stand up because his balance is 2 and his strength is 1, so a bit of a weakness there, I suppose. But generally, he's got pretty good stats: his passing and technique and first touch. So he's going to be one of our central midfielders, which we have an abundance of. It has to be said. George With it could be White, just spelt differently. That would confuse us because we've got another White. But his first touch is amazing. His passing's okay. His tackling's okay. And his technique's okay. So, yeah, another good central midfielder for us. James Dean Atkinson, another good central midfielder. He can also play striker, although I've not really played him up there. He's got 11 pace. His passing's a little bit suspect, but he's great at shooting long shots. If you've watched the highlight package, he scored a couple of goals, and they've both been pretty reasonable goals. So Jay Grant, another midfield centre. It's difficult to know who is my best at the moment. I think Jay Grant may be one of them actually, but he's got very consistent stats all the way through, and his pace is okay. His work rate's coming down. That's not a good sign, no. Robbie Jenkinson, central defender. He is a powerhouse when it comes to running into the box on set pieces and scoring. He's got a couple of goals for us already. That's Robbie Jenkinson. Tommy Deitch. Now he's done okay as the keeper. 6 appearances and conceded 2 goals, 4 clean sheets. So he's come in and started the ball running. Joe Delacoe. Now he's a good right winger, and it's very difficult because I've got 3 really good right wingers now, and I'm really struggling on selection days. Which one do I go with? Dan Smith. Now Dan Smith is my replacement for Caius Metz. So whilst he's come into the side, he's not playing very much at the moment, but he has got pretty amazing stats when it comes to the attacking side, and everything's on the up as well by the looks of it. 13 pace. He's not as fast as Caius Metz, but his finishing's 12, his heading's 14. Technique needs a little bit of work. First touch maybe 2, but yeah, he looks a good player, and hopefully he will be the replacement that we need for Caius Metz. He's 1.5 appearances and has scored 1 goal. But yeah, Dan Smith, quite excited about him. And then Sam Naylor's come in as the goalkeeper. Now I think he's the goalkeeper who is going to be first choice at the moment. He's a really important player to us, and certainly he's been starting ever since we signed him. 19 years old, plenty of room to grow. But yeah, that's Sam Naylor. So here's our team for today's match against West Didsbury and Chorlton. Metz up front, Knight deep line forward, sitting just behind him. Fuller on the left, Lucky Lou and Grant in midfield, with Campana on the right. I've decided to go with Campana today. We have the choice of Chris Schuker if we need to on the bench. Williams, Jenkinson, Papperell and Nash for the back 4. Naylor obviously in goal. Let's see how we go with this. So this is a pretty important match for us, and I've done my team talk and had absolutely no reaction. Let's just hope we get a reaction on the pitch as the players come out. It's Sandbach versus West Didsbury. Quite an important game. West Didsbury doing quite well as Campana gets a corner, and we've got a penalty early doors. Now, you guys know that I've been struggling to read the players' names, as Knight comes with the penalty and slots it away. That's another goal for Lee Knight. Absolutely brilliant. 13 for the season. 1-0, great start. 3 minutes, nearly 4 minutes into the game, and we're already ahead, 1-0. Yeah, I've been struggling to read the names, so while you guys might have a small screen in front of you and struggle to read it, I've got it linked up now to about a 42-inch TV, so that I'm actually seeing it really easily and quite well as Knight heads over from a corner. And this has been a fantastic start so far. Let's hope we can keep it up as Jones picks it up for Didsbury and Chilton. Jenkinson with a good header out, and it's coming back in. Irving to Kay. Oh, that was a lucky escape. So Irving to Cowling. Oh, this is an open opportunity for Sadler. He scored. No, it's been disallowed. Thank goodness for that. And the next highlight, Irving to Cowling to Sadler. Do you know there's a goal coming any time now? I think we're going to drop it back just one for cautious, and hopefully we can just get a grip of this game because West Didsbury are all over us since we scored. So we're half an hour in. We've got a free kick. Jenkinson's going to take it inside her own half. Long ball forward to Knight. Metz is through, and poor shot from Metz, but it's come back to him. And he's crossed it in. Knight's backing up and heads it, but it just couldn't get power. He was having to back too far away from goal, really. Naylor picks up the ball, and it's cleared, but straight to a Didsbury player, and Metz has picked it up now. He's got space to run into with his 18 pace, and a great tackle from Burton. Oh, a penalty. He gave a penalty. Well, so Lee Knight, that's hit the post. I was about to say he's got his chance of a second goal, but he's hit the post. And we stay 1-0. It's an interesting game. It sort of ebbed and flowed. West Didsbury and Chilton had a great spell after we scored, and then we've had a good spell. Now, right towards the end of the half, Williams brings it away. He's got Knight in support. And Campana with a pretty weak shot straight at the keeper. Campana, when he's played, has scored some amazing goals, and that's why I gave him a chance today. I am a little bit concerned that West Didsbury are controlling the possession a little bit. So let's just see what we can do. I'm going to say I'm pleased with them because they seem to think that this is a much bigger game than I do. But yeah, so we've done well so far. Have we got anybody particularly struggling? Yeah, Jay Grant and Lucky Loo have been pretty quiet, haven't they? So I'll tell you what, we'll leave it as it is for now, and perhaps try make a change on the hour mark if it looks like West Didsbury and Chilton are still in control of the midfield. So just waiting to see where this highlight develops. Metz has picked up the ball. He's got space to run into. Has he got the finish? Oh, my goodness. Caius Metz has just been amazing. It's going to be such a shame when he goes. Robbie Jenkinson's picked up a yellow card. And it's been a pretty quiet second half so far. But Cowling is beginning to bring it forward. Irving picks it up on the right. And he's got the cross in. And Jenkinson's charged it down. It's a corner. It is throwing it down, isn't it? Like in real life. Actually, you wouldn't believe me, but today's really sunny outside, so you guys obviously can't see when I'm recording this, but Campana with a free kick. It's been sort of dealt with. Now Kay brings it away on the counter attack. Williams, oh Williams, what have you done? A yellow card for Dan Williams, and I think it's time to start looking at some substitutes here. We've got a couple of players on yellow cards, so let's take Williams off. I think we'll take Grant off, and Lucky Loo will possibly get to play the rest of this game now. Let's hope he improves a little bit, but he's actually been doing really well, so it's a great name, Lucky Loo. Lucky Loo. So Kay with a free kick for West Didsbury. They've got such a funny name. I think I've used almost every part of that name in different ways. Perhaps I should call them Chorlton as well. So it'd be interesting if any West Didsbury fans saw this, whether they could tell me what they actually call themselves. Mets. Good tackle by Holt. And that's the end of that highlight. Shuka with the cross. Campana picks it up. Will he go back out to Shuka? No, he won't. He'll lose it. And we're in real trouble here. Irving brings it down the wing on a counter-attack. They've got many players in the box. Nash heads it clear. Paparil can't close it down, but that shot has gone over. You know, we're coming to the end of the game. It's time to drop back one more defensive. Ryan Nash has now had a yellow card as well. But the time is ticking away. I think we're going to have a narrow success in the first game of the live episode. That's the word I'm looking for. 1-0 for Sandbach United against West Didsbury and Chorlton. Quite happy with that. I think we probably could have scored more goals. We had the chances, but so did they, in fairness. So quite happy to take that. And a good win, boys. Well done. Okay, so welcome to the second match against Camel Laird. Now, Camel Laird are third in the division, so this is going to be quite a difficult game to come through. They're playing probably the formation that I hate playing against the most. We've got a lot of players also who look at suspension. The only changes that we've made to today's match is we've put Hogg and Shuka as the midfielders. A lot of experience, hopefully to set the forwards loose. We've got young wingers brought in Prudo and Delacote, just so that we can see how they do. And because of suspension, Williams is out. Uedio, I'm going to have to change his name. There's another name that I can't say. Is coming to left back, and the rest of the team's the same. Hopefully, the result will be even better. So, these are a better team than us by a long way. But so let's try and encourage them that way. But I can't really see how you can. So the old I have faith looks a way to go. At least we've pleased Lewis Hogg. He's about the only one. He's our captain. Caius Metz is looking happy as well as the players come out. So Camel Laird, a difficult game. Hopefully this can be our second win of the episode, and I really can't say that. Really can't get my words out. But we're 15 minutes in, and there's been not a lot happening really. 3 shots to 1, none of them worthy of a highlight. A couple of players booked, Ryan Nash and Bill Whitcomb, and now Taylor Joyce. So Shuka with a free kick in the first highlight, and it's a quick highlight. I didn't see who it was. I think it was Jenkins at the back post. But at least we've had a highlight now. To be honest, a draw wouldn't be the end of the world. We don't really want to lose. We're 40 minutes in. Do we want to put a quick team shout out? Demand a little bit more. Let's see how that affects them. They're very focused now. So maybe in the next 5 minutes, if we can just get a goal before half time. We actually seem to be doing pretty well in terms of shots. Possession wise, they're having a little bit more possession, but we're getting the shots. Encourage the players. So keep going out there. You can still win this one. They had absolutely no reaction to that. Thank you for your help there, assistant manager. There's a lot more to come from you. There's a lot more to come from you. There's a lot more to come from you. Anyone particularly struggling? The left back's having a little bit of a quiet game. In fact, all of them are really. There's not a lot happening anyway. So there's plenty of options if we want to make a substitution. as you will have worked out by now, I like to make my substitutions somewhere around between 55, 60 minutes and the 70-minute mark. Just make a couple of changes, try and freshen things up. We're already there. Look at this. This game is flying by. No highlights to speak of whatsoever. So, Bailey, Prudo, you've been kept exceptionally quiet. So, we'll give you a bit of time out. Time out sounds like he's been naughty. Jay Grant. Oh, did that work? Nope, we put Matty Johnson in midfield by mistake. Lewis Hogg. I tell you what, let's give George White a go. I think he's better as a ball-winning midfielder. Anyway, so let's give him a go in that role. Oh, we have a highlight. It sadly doesn't look like it's coming our way yet, but you never know, we could turn it around. Jenkinson. Did you notice how I missed that left-back's name out? Wasn't deliberate at all. Metz is sent through by Fuller. Can he get the cross in? No, he's been tackled by Whitcomb. I hope that wasn't. No, Metz has won it back again. And again, Lee Knight with the header over the bar. You know, I've got a sinking feeling this is heading to a 0-0. So we're actually doing stuff on the counter-attack. We're the home side, so everybody's expected us to push forward. So what I've done is I've gone defensive just to try and catch them out and surprise them. It may backfire. It may mean that we're guaranteed a 0-0 draw. I don't know. I'm thinking of bringing Dan Smith on for Lee Knight for the last 5 minutes. Yeah, let's do that. He needs to get some playing time because all of a sudden he's going to be thrust into the limelight when Caius Metz goes. So he needs to get a little bit of playing time just to keep his legs in. That's Garner. The left back. Jenkinson. Lee Knight, Metz is through. Could be an assist from Lee Knight here. Oh, I'll tell you what, Metz has finished so many from those positions. It's a shame that wasn't another one to add to his collection. Schuker with the ball in. Dan Smith is now on, but Metz hit the back post. And that was probably the best chance that any team has had in this game. Now on the counter-attack, but the left back has saved it. And why did you keep that in, Delico? Oh, that's why. I thought he was going to lose it, but the attack is still on for Camillard. And Fuller has dispossessed his man. And Fuller has acres of space. He's just got to pick out the cross. The ball's gone into Metz. And it's another penalty. We have been given so many penalties in the last few weeks. Who's taking it? It's Schuker. Oh yes, I'm 37 years of experience. And we are 1-0 up. And finally we get out of that 4th place. We've been stuck in that 4th place. Win after win after win. And we've not been moving positions. But because we're below Camillard, assuming we don't concede a late equaliser, we are going up at least one position, and I'm really pleased with that, really excited. Well done to the lads, and I think it was a deserved victory in the end. 12 shots to 6, we had double the amount of chances than them. The possession closed up a little bit after we went defensive. Yeah, I'm happy. I hope you are. We'll move it along, do the team talk. Seems to be all I've been saying lately is that a good win. We've just been picking up so many. And I tell you what, that was such a quick match. I'm going to chuck a bonus match in as well. We're going to play the cup match next. I've been promising a cup match. And yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. But as you can see, we've jumped up to 2nd. Abbey Hay have gone with us. Barnton have obviously slipped up. Oh no, they haven't played. So they've got a game in hand. So we've overtaken Barnton. They've got a game in hand though. Yeah, 2 points behind New Mills, but we're in the promotion places, and that is fantastic. That is awesome. So yeah, just bear with me, and we'll play a cup match. Just a little bonus. You can thank me later. So here we are for our game against Street. I have gone for a fairly rotated team. Lee Knight keeps his spot. Prudo and Delico keep their spots on the wing. But the central midfield pairing has changed. Lucky Loo coming in as a centre mid-attack. Dean Atkinson as a deep line playmaker. We've got the left back, we've got Gill, Carter, and Nash. I should just give him the nickname the left back, really, because one day he's going to be left back in the changing room anyway, so we might as well do that. I can't believe we just used that joke. Anyway, so we're moving on. Dad jokes and all to the FA Vars third round. Again, it's away from home. We're always away from home in the Cup. I haven't had a home draw yet, as I keep saying. And we're against Street, which is probably better than County because there's only one street as opposed to a whole county. So apparently we should be winning this. It's all over to you. Have a go. I can't find anything that'll get a reaction out of these players. But here we go. A bonus third match and a cup match to boot. So we've been doing really well in the different cups. We haven't been knocked out of any yet, so today's bound to be the day. But we're on such a good run at the moment. The rotation might help, might hinder. We've got Tom Dyche in goal as well. He's only conceded a couple of goals since he's been here. And there's a great start for Sandbach United. Delacour with a free kick. And I think it's been gifted as his goal. I'm not totally sure what's happened here. So Delacour. And the keeper's just basically fisted it over everybody else and into the goal. And rather than it being an own goal, because it was on target initially, Joe Delacour has got the goal. So 16 minutes in, 1-0 up away from home in the Cup. Sandbach United, we're in the white, remember. And Street are looking to come forward with Taylor. The ball over the top. Adina and Dyche, well done. I was a bit worried when he put the ball down then that somehow there'd been a penalty given, but we're okay. So we're already half an hour in. And all our guys are looking pretty happy. There's not a lot happening again. So we're struggling to keep possession a little bit, but we've had more shots than them. It is very much what it is in this division. We're playing counter-attacking football. We've got to guard against complacency. I think is a good way to go for this game. A couple of players on yellow cards that we'll have to keep an eye on. Dean Atkinson with a corner. It's cleared out, but only as far as Prudo. Prudo to Monty Panesar. Oh, Monty Panesar sends a good ball down the line, but the left back wins it. James, Taylor, Summers. And the left back hoofs it forward. It doesn't fall to one of our players, so Monty Panesar can bring it again. A good header out by the left back. He's having a good little spell in this game. Dan Smith, the new Caius Metz, pulls it back to Prudo. What a finish! An assist for Dan Smith and a scorcher from Prudo. Well done. So we're looking at Lucky Loo, Fred's in Dan Smith, who has a bit of pace. Didn't get to use it completely there, but he was composed and pulled it back, and a lovely finish from Prudo. Prudo and Campana in particular, but Schuker as well, have all been scoring some pretty good goals from the wing. So I'm actually really pleased with how the tactic has worked in this first season. The wins just keep on coming. We have a free kick and a shooting opportunity. Delacour has taken the shot. It's gone over the bar. It remains 2-0. So do we make a couple of changes? We've got Smith, who's on a yellow card, on the ball now. He's played a superb pass. Lee Knight is through and absolutely spoons it. So, yes, I think we're going to make a couple of subs. Dan Smith is on a yellow. So we'll bring Caius Metz on. This is going to be such a shame when we lose him. And Fraser Papril. So we've actually built up our quality of players whilst we're already leading. Do you know what? It's a real risk, but I'm thinking of bringing Schuker on as well. Delacour's doing really well, but he's one of our tiredest players. Let's just hope we don't get an injury now. It's almost guaranteed to happen, but 30 minutes to go. 2 goals advantage, bringing on a lot of experience and a lot of better players. And Prudo gets it clear from a very dangerous situation there. Summers will pick it up for Street. who in fairness to them haven't played too bad. Lucky Loo again with another ball sends Caius Metz, and you can just see the difference in pace when Metz is on the pitch. Although his shot has gone for a throw, so that bit wasn't so good. And I'm going to do a bit of reverse psychology again. We're 2-0 up, we need to defend, so I'm going out attacking. Let's see if we can put this street side to a short. Let's see if we can put the street side to the sword. So James is coming away. We will, if we concede a goal, we'll drop back defensive, but we've got that cushion. Macy to Summers to Macy. Monty Panesar. Didn't know he played football, but Nash with the header away. Dean Atkinson. Metz picks it up. Prudo on the wing. This is a classic Manchester United style counter-attack by Sandbach United, which Lee Knight sticks in the finish. That was absolutely clinical. That is this tactic to a T. Soaking up the pressure, and then the ball out from Metz to Prudo. The great ball across the defence for Knight to run onto, and he just needs to slot it home. Does so with great composure. 3-0. Who knew that 4-4-2 was the way to go in the lower leagues? I was considering changing my tactic to a sort of like 4-2-3-1, but the 4-4-2 has just really taken off, and Shuka brings the ball down the wing, can't put the delivery in, but Nash will pick it up. He's got a good cross. Dean Atkinson can't find Shuka. This could turn out to be a street highlight. I thought we were going to really pile the misery on then, but Stern, a very severe guy he is. Monty Panesar down the wing. He's had a good game. I've noticed him around quite a bit in it. But Prudo, acres of space because Monty Panesar's out of position. And he's just running on and on and on and finishes again. 4-0. This game is done. So we're just going to let them have a go at us for the last 5 minutes because we've got 4 goals. The job is done. Prudo running the full length of the pitch and slotting it home. Just as I was saying how well Panesar had done, I noticed him a lot in the game. All of a sudden, he was caught out of position, and that left it free for Prudo to run on. So, Caius Metz is through. Is this number 5? Oh, I thought we were on to really annihilate this team now. Macy with a corner. Metz is going to be able to outpace the defender there. Will anybody get near him, or will he have a clear run? He's been pushed out to the wing. Good attempted tackle, but Knight has got there. A great ball in from Metz, and Knight makes it 5. This has been an unbelievable performance. I'm so glad that we decided to add this into the live comms. The last match was a bit drab, no highlights. We got the win that we needed, but this one has been unbelievable. And I'm beginning to start to believe, dare I say it, that we could actually get promoted this season. I know this was a cup game, so it's not going to help us in that, but we are looking exceptional. The biggest concern, obviously, is how will Caius Metz leaving in January affect our form. But until that happens, you know, we've got him, and we've got a brilliant team. We may have to look for a speedy replacement. In the end, we'll have to see how things are going. The good thing with this is that we can pick and choose whether we buy or not, because our actual transfer window closes a lot later. So if a need arises, things start dropping away a little bit, then we can start to look for another striker who can fill Caius Metz's role. But what I'll do is I'll quickly skip to the 4th round draw, and when we get there, you guys can see who we will be playing in the 4th round. So I actually can't find the date for the draw for the next round, so we will just leave it there. But just a quick recap of the league. Barnton have obviously won their game in hand, so we've dropped out of the top 2, but we're sat in 3rd position, neatly poised to take control when one of those guys slip up. next time you see us, Caius Mets will be gone. It'll be such a shame. But then we'll go into January. We'll have a look at whether we need to replace Caius Mets as soon as he's gone. See how our form holds up through January. And then we'll look for hopefully a very exciting running. If we can keep pace with these teams and maybe even get ahead of them, dare I say it. We'll see how we're going in the cup games as well, if I can bring you some cup games. But until next time, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you've had as much fun as I have making this video. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks a lot. I'm Dugout Man, and I'm out of here.